Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce presents Better Business Banter with Regina Robert. Uvalde Radio, redefining radio in Uvalde, Texas.
All right, we are live at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Robert Miguel, and we are debuting our brand new show, segment, and future podcast, Better Business Banter with Regina Robert. Regina's here. Hello and welcome.
Hello. Good morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm good. Hopefully everything sounds good. Now let's go ahead and tell the people listening live if there are any issues with our sound. Let us know immediately. Tell us if it's the volume needs to go up. Now, Regina,
working out the kinks.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're live here to go, and really it's only me as an engineer here. So again, if you can shoot me a text or shoot me an email, let us know if we're too loud. I'm thinking the levels are pretty good, and your voice projects pretty nicely
yeah,
too. So
I'm a pretty loud individual, I guess you
usually
could say.
I overpower everybody is what happens, just because I've got all that mid-range in my voice. But I'm excited to be partnering up with you guys here at the Chamber.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and you've had this cool vision to make something happen like this.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to be partnering to do a live internet radio show, and then it'll be published as a podcast.
Yes, sir.
So people can listen, at their leisure, while they're working out, while they're at home, while they're doing whatever they're doing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Regina, let's go ahead and talk before we get into you. Let's go ahead and talk about the future of Better Business Banter with Regina Avi. Let's tell us what the vision of the show, the segment is.
So my vision for this podcast really is, as a chamber director, I get to have the most inspiring and insightful conversations with whether it be community officials, business leaders in our community, and just your everyday people of Uvalde. And so I wanted to be able to have a platform to kind of share those stories. And I think when you're let's say, for instance, like a community official, people are kind of hesitant to come to you with things. And I think a lot of them they're there to serve our community, as am I. And so I want to give people the opportunity to just kind of let their personalities be shown, because at the end of the day, we're all human.
Right. And
I think we're all really here to kind of help each other and see Uvalde succeed. So that's kind of really what my goal is for this, just to offer business advice, stories of Uvalde, that whole gist.
And getting back to that, I think what you're talking about as far as certain leaders in town, especially, I think sometimes the little people, we tend to think that maybe they're untouchable or they're not, or unapproachable, or for whatever reason.
Or they have other things going on,
right.
which they do, but they still care.
Absolutely. It just gives them an opportunity to kind of, put it out there, talk to the masses, and again, like you said, showcase their personality and their passions.
Yes, sir.
And they're behind the scenes. I mean, those people, their lives might not be as easy, or their jobs might not be as, as you think they are.
Yes.
Everybody's got their obstacles and whatnot. So what kind of guests, segments, information do you foresee having on this show, this segment?
So our first guest, I don't know if I should let that out of the bag yet.
I don't think there's any issue with saying that.
So Judge Mitchell will be our first guest. The Honorary Judge William R. Mitchell will be our first guest.
That we're starting off well
yes.
with a VIP, huh?
Yes, sir.
No pressure, no pressure.
So Judge Mitchell will be our first guest, and then we've got pretty much a pretty decent lineup. Business leaders, members of the chamber board, and if anybody's wanting to come on, you're always more than welcome to give us a call. We'd love to be able to highlight you.
And again, you're the director here at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce, which has been around for, 101st year now, right?
101 years in December.
So congratulations,
Thank
first of all, for the gig. I know we spoke about you taking on the position when you were brand new into it, and your head's been spinning, I guess, ever since.
Yes.
Again, you're already, you hit the floor running immediately. I think anybody that knows you and knows this Chamber of Commerce knows that you got right to it and didn't miss a beat. But again, and now already kind of creating some content that's going to live on the internet, which is
we've
cool.
been doing quite a bit here. I'm really wanting to just kind of, when you come into a new position, you want to be able to kind of make it your own a little bit.
Sure.
And then I think COVID just really changed the way that marketing is done. I mean, everyone was really forced to go online, and so really trying to create that online presence for us. And that way, I mean, if we have tour tourists that are looking at us, you're always able to kind of see what's going on at the chamber. So we're working on our new website right now. We're working on adding extra benefits to our membership as far as like creating digital content with like a 1-day turnaround for all of our members, just because that stuff's time consuming. As I'm sure you know, it's very time consuming.
But it's worth it though. And I think that and again, the pandemic, absolutely horrible, and so many bad things came out of that. But there were a few, bright spots, a few silver linings. And I think that one of those things that I've witnessed here, being in a small town, which I as a relatively new returner to Uvalde, I always found it a little interesting that a lot of the small businesses really, because it's a small town, haven't really been embracing technology, internet, maybe even their social media pages quite to the level that they could have. You've seen growth in the last few years for sure, but I think that a lot of especially small businesses in small towns tend to do things the old-fashioned way, just paper and pen, and maybe they're online, they've got an inventory at some point, but as far as like e-commerce and setting up an online store and really properly, digitally marketing, these are things that are very new to a lot of small businesses, I believe.
Yes.
And if anything, the pandemic forced some people to get off their butts and make a store where you can shop online, and do Facebook Lives and show off your merchandise, or stay in touch with your customer base better via whether it's a newsletter or a text group or any number of, again, something that's not in person but more online, digitally based. So I think that's something that people are going to be able to embrace now that you'll have this podcast and this radio show.
Yeah, I really want to be able to let people know about the opportunities that are available to them through the chamber. And I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand it's, when they ask me what exactly a chamber does and how we help businesses, my answer is always, we're here to help you in any way that we possibly can. I mean, of course, we do marketing and a lot of the other things like things that chambers just do. Mm-hmm. But I mean, every business is a little different. And I really want people to understand that. And I think coming from a place where I've actually opened businesses myself and I see my husband's day-to-day operations, I really understand. So each business needs help in different areas.
Sure.
So if there's any way that we can possibly help you, whether it's better managing your staff, content marketing, just all across the board, we're here to help.
What would you say is one of the, as far as the Uvalde community, what would you say on, I guess, in every business is at a different level. Sometimes you got small businesses, sometimes you get very large businesses in town. What would you say that's something that we in Uvalde as a community really could benefit from as far as just kind of an overall, just one particular thing that you think that could really improve Uvalde business? I
would have to say there's 3 different things. I would think one would be analytics, numbers is kind of one thing. I think people don't understand how easy it is because it's all about the numbers at the end of the day.
Right.
And really who's watching you, who's coming in your stores, how much foot traffic you have. Those are numbers that people always want to see. And I think that people don't understand that analytics are so easily accessed nowadays. So I would say that definitely getting the digitizing their business and workforce, like the quality of workforce, I think are kind of like the 3 major issues that I've seen.
Well, you talk about analytics. I think that, you're absolutely right in a sense that it really shows you who your customers are, who your people are, and helps you, do things better. It helps you put yourself in their shoes. I mean, you get literally get a snapshot of your customer. And I think there's many businesses who don't really know. I think they just put it out there. They don't really think about it enough to know who their customer is, or what that customer looks like. I've worked for companies where they say, look, our average listener is, when I work for rock stations, and you're like, look, it's a 23-year-old male, he's got some college, he drinks, on the weekends, he's blah blah blah, and there's a snapshot of, so you go, oh, okay, well this is our guy, that's our target audience, and of course it's going to go a little left, little right, but knowing kind of who you're speaking to when you're, especially on the radio, there's a way you're going to speak to a 70-year-old woman that's different than the way you're going to talk to a 20-year-old dude.
Oh,
you know
of
what I mean?
course.
So knowing, again, this is coming from my background in rock radio, knowing how to speak and how to actually just communicate with these people is different. And again, with analytics, you get an idea of who you're working with, and maybe those people aren't the people you really thought you're going after, right?
Yes, sir.
So I guess as far as, like you said, the workforce, I guess talk more about that. What have you guys done anything yet to really? I know there have been maybe some clinics or some programs that you guys have done because we really, I think in Uvalde do need to try to elevate the quality of our workforce. I think that research has been put out there, right?
Yes, and so we've been and it's funny because like the unemployment, I constantly hear from our members like I'm needing employees, but it's funny because the unemployment rate in Uvalde is like the lowest that I think it's ever been. So yeah, so it's a funny thing. So we're currently in the midst of working with a few other industries in Uvalde and trying to get something going to see how it is that we can really try to tackle those issues and really support and aid our business community in that.
What would you say is the underlying issue for our lack? I mean, is that something you even want to get into?
I don't know.
You haven't read the analytics on that quite yet.
Yeah, I would say, there's a couple of things. I'm not going to throw anybody or anything under the bus right now. Of course, yeah. I think there's a couple of ways that we can look at it, and we're in the midst of trying to create a good strategy for that. So I'm really trying to tackle some big issues right off the back. But I mean, that's how you restructure. It's what you've got to do. So I'm having a lot of fun, and it's so interesting to me. I love this stuff. So I'm excited to see where it all goes.
Well, very good. Again, this is Better Business Banter with Regina Robert. She's your director at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. Let's go ahead and get into the Chamber of Commerce. You kind of talked about it briefly, but the mission, and then maybe if somebody's interested in joining up, becoming a member, give us all those details because this is your kit and caboodle. You may as well put it out there, right?
Yes. So our main goal is to help support our economic base here in Uvalde. So really just supporting the business community and looking into new businesses and new industries that may help improve that overall quality of life here in Uvalde is kind of what our goal is. We support all of our members. We only refer people to our members. And so a lot of times people are I always get so what does it cost to be a chamber member? And so it really just depends on the structure of your business. So it's going to vary as far as nonprofits go, and then nonprofits, and then just the employee size that you've got. But a lot of people I see within one referral, they're usually able to make their money back with that just one referral from us. So, of course, we do our ribbon cuttings. We really are trying to look into things to really educate business owners and their employees at the same time. So really anything that can help promote your business growth is really what we do.
Well, you mentioned ribbon cuttings. That is, I think, probably the most, I think, forefront, probably thing that you guys do. Most people know, the chamber, they're the ones that do the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, we do so much more than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, so we stay up to date on just governmental issues that are at hand. We are also in the midst of seeking out grant opportunities for not only business owners, but other entities that are within our community as well.
Well, let's get back to the ribbon cuttings. I know you guys just did the one for, was it Burke's?
Yes,
that opened last week. Go ahead and give us a recap because that's relatively new news.
Yeah, they are.
And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you are getting bombarded with Burke's ads now. Isn't it crazy?
Sure. Yeah,
but it's kind of cool because it's exciting.
It's cool.
It's something new.
Well, and it creates it's an opportunity for our community. And so I was asked a couple of times, how is it that it's different from Bell's? So it's going to be better quality products at a fair price point, I guess you could say. A more competitive price point is how I would best explain them. But they have so much in there.
I haven't gone in here yet.
You haven't been in there yet? Oh, man. Well, you're in for a treat.
Well, so my mother, who's local to town, loves Bell's. She has Bell's credit card for years and an account. And Bell's is one of those places where, like, the price is a little high, but they do a lot of sales where you have to do the math. And you're like, okay, when you...
Use
you
your
get
points.
40% off here, 50% off there, and they have these giant, so you can have some really great deals there, but you got to do a little work, a little bit of math in your head.
Yeah, you don't have to do that with Burke's.
So Burke's is a little bit more simple,
Yes.
like a little bit more upfront about their pricing.
Yes,
and,
sir.
So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I look forward to checking it out. So give us a snapshot of what these ribbon cuttings look like and how they benefit a business, especially as they're launching.
So what we do is we will invite our entire membership to your ribbon cutting. So that opens the opportunity for all of those referrals. So not only are our 348 member base being invited to your ribbon cutting, but they're going to spread the word. So you also have to think the referrals that you'll get from just having those individuals. One, they're finding out about you. And two, they're more reluctant to refer you because they've, one, either heard of you if there's not anybody else offering what it is that you're offering. And two, they're going to tell their friends.
Yeah, very good. Now, as far as the actual ribbon cutting goes, are they a lot of fun? Is that something that you look forward to? I mean, what's the energy like on those days?
So it's really just prepping to get out there. Like I said, we invite all of our members. It's very exciting for the owners of the business because they're getting an opportunity to put themselves out there, and they're meeting new other business owners and other community officials that come. So it opens up that networking opportunity for them. So even if you're just wanting to come in and attend it, it's still offering those networking opportunities for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great photo opportunity. And it's like if you're a young couple getting your first house and you get with your realtor and you get that big cardboard key.
Photo with the keys.
Or whatever. Yeah,
bring out the big scissors.
But it is, I mean, it's a big deal. It's like hanging up your first $1 bill on your wall.
Of
at the
course.
bar or something like that. So, it's a way to kind of encapsulate that moment of, opening up a new business, whether it's small. I think it's a little more fun for smaller businesses, but big businesses as well, too. How often would you say you do these ribbon cuttings?
I would say we usually have about 2 to 3 a month on average currently. And then definitely, like I said, now that things are starting to open up a bit more, or they're open again, we're seeing a lot more of an increase.
Now, another thing that one might notice when you're looking maybe perhaps at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce Facebook page is that you guys do the Business of the Month. I know you recently announced it was, who's for July?
Roadrunner Energy. Yes.
They have that awesome train up front.
Yes,
right?
they do.
So let's go ahead and talk about the Business of the Month program and what's the end game of that, because I know that will eventually take part of your awards ceremony.
Yes.
Right?
So the Businesses of the Month, they will receive the nomination for a Business of the Year award. Yes, sir.
Very good. And what do you got to do to become a Business of the Month? Is there a trick?
No, there's not. What we do is our board will kind of get together. Each one of us kind of really pays attention to things that goes on within our business community. So sometimes nominations are made from there, and then the community is also able to make nominations. So they can always email us at director@uvalde.org and nominate a business if they'd like. So it really those are really the few ways that nominations are made.
Now, you mentioned the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce board. Let's go ahead and I want to put you on the spot here, but go ahead and give them a shout out if you can remember every name. I know it's hard.
Yeah, I definitely
that
can.
membership list can be fluid, but give us the names and positions, and then let us know how that board functions and what their job is.
Yeah, I definitely will. So Stephanie Sakinis with Lantana Realty, she is our newest president of the board. Yes, awesome. So it's awesome. Carla Radicke out at Uvalde Memorial Hospital.
Her too.
Yeah,
awesome.
She is my vice president. So I'm really excited to be working with those two ladies and just kind of pick their brains and get advice from them. So we have a lot of fun together.
Sounds like a lot of like girl power.
Definitely.
Yeah. Boss ladies, all the hashtags.
So we're pretty excited. So Mario Ronhell is going to be our secretary at the moment, our treasurer. I'm sorry, I said secretary. Our treasurer at the moment. And then we've got Jay Allen Carnes with Winter Garden Produce. He's on our board. Conrad Klein is actually new to our board with Oasis.
You didn't mention where Mario's with. He's with KVOU Cow Country. It's okay to mention them.
Well, he does a few things. So
and with the fire department.
Yes,
he has
fire chief.
And his mobile DJs. And sound service.
Yes. So and then we've got Conrad Klein. He is our newest board member. He's with Oasis Outback. We have Suzanne Tamburello with Edwards Furniture.
Shout out Edwards Furniture.
Yeah, we've got
fine sponsors of UvaldeRadio.net from the beginning.
We've got Joe Godlinas, who has been on the board forever representing the city as a city liaison. He's awesome. I pick his brain quite a bit. He's probably gets tired of me every once in a while.
He's great, and he's always willing to help. And that's,
he is. Who else have we got on there? I've also got Michelle Torres with Southwest Texas Junior College. Give me one second. I'm trying to go through the list in my head. We've got Shelley.
I knew it would be tougher than it sounds.
Yeah, there's like 12 of them.
It's crazy. Your disciples.
Yeah. I always have to refer to like our meeting minutes, and I'm like, I know I got everybody in here. Let's see. How many is that? That's 6. We have Shelley Walker with First State Bank. She is our past president. You put me on the spot here.
I knew I was, so that's why I prefaced it.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Michelle Garza with Uvalde Pretty, and she's great also. Who else have we got on there? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. I refer to these people on like a weekly basis too. It's probably Regina.
We'll get Johnette, we need a list over here. No, but it's okay. We're going to be doing this a couple of times a month, so you'll have time to give them shout-outs. Again, like I said, I knew it was going to be, it's hard to remember just a dozen names sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
On the fly,
and as soon as I look at it, I'm going to say, oh my gosh.
Well, let's talk about this, though. Let's talk about the function of the board, what it is that they do, I guess, behind the scenes, the kinds of decisions they make, and how they get appointed to the board.
So boards are recommended. They will get a referral. If we are needing to elect a new board member, we will reach out to our membership and they will provide nominations. At that point, we will take the highest nominations, the individuals that have the highest amount of nominees, and we will allow the membership to vote on who it is that they feel would be best to serve on our board.
Now, is there a prerequisite as to what kind of credentials or resume that this individual has to have?
And no, not necessarily, because you can be an individual in the community and become a chamber member. So you do need to be a part of our membership in order to be nominated. So I would say that's really mainly the only prerequisite that we have. And then, like I said, we get with our membership, they vote, and it goes from there. But our board is a working board, and believe me, I work them. So really it just depends. I mean, they kind of handle a lot. They're the people who I look at for advice just to kind of double check myself every once in a while. Some of them they all kind of have they all have expertise in different areas. Right,
yeah. I was going to say, you got a really well-rounded group of business individuals from all places, whether it's media, real estate, management, city. I mean, it must be just a wealth of knowledge to be able to, like I said, you mentioned pick brain earlier.
Oh, yeah.
All those brains to pick. That's great stuff.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so they help out with all of our events. We meet once a month, and I kind of go over things that I'm currently working on just to see if they have any advice or it's another set of eyes on what I'm doing. So depending on the project that I have at hand, I'll sometimes come to them and see if have them kind of review what I'm looking at, review what it is that I may be submitting, to see if I've missed anything or to see if they have any recommendations.
So like you said, another set of eyes, in other words, oversight also. Yes. So they in a sense, they'll also kind of keep you honest, keep you going. Not to say you wouldn't be, but yeah, it's always good to know that there's somebody that's going to, I guess, keep you moving in the right directions, helping make decisions, and that's fantastic. You also mentioned working board. I know you put them to work hard at the Honey Festival. Let's go and talk about that. So we sold some ice cold adult beverages at the Uvalde Honey Festival. The Chamber of Commerce was great. It was fine. You guys are such a great job of putting that together, so we could have some beer out there with the live music, and then cracked the whip and made those board members get out there and hawk some beer. Tell us what your experience was like that for anybody who went to the
we had so much fun, and I don't know the exact number, but I believe I was told that alcohol had not been sold in the plaza in like 20 some odd years or longer. So I was kind of excited to be able to do that. But so I found with some of our
Uvalde's becoming so cosmopolitan.
It's great. So what I found is that craft beer really sells at our event. So we are a nonprofit, if you do not know that. We are solely based on our membership and fundraising opportunities that we have. So anytime you see us selling alcohol at an event, it's a type of fundraising event for us. But yeah, craft beer did really well. So I'm excited. Yeah.
You guys had a big variety of stuff, man. It was crazy. So I was like, this is like... I was like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
You know, of course, I still ended up getting my basic light beer because I'm a basic dude. But it was nice to see, you know, the variety there. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about, I mean, again, this is Better Business Banter. Regina Aviles here at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. We're actually at the Chamber. Before I forget, why don't you go ahead and mention best ways to contact you, whether it's web, phone, office, stopping by. What are the best hours and ways to contact the Chamber to get membership information or anything else you guys are doing?
Yes, so we are open from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. We close from 12 to 1 for lunch. You can always stop by the Chamber. You can reach us by phone at 830-278-3361. You can always email us at info@uvalde.org. We are in the midst of creating a new website, so I'm really excited about that, but you can still refer back to our old website and submit a request there currently. But I'm hoping our new website should be up within the next couple of weeks.
Now, that website, is that still uvalde.org?
Yes, www.uvalde.org.
So go ahead and, I guess, mention what kind of resources will one find at the website in particular. Probably links to most of your membership.
Yeah, links to most of our members, all of our members, actually. So it kind of helps them kind of navigate through the community a little bit, should they be just a newcomer or looking to relocate at all. If it is somebody that's looking to relocate, they can always visit our website, or they can visit the Uvalde Area and Development Foundation's website just to get kind of information on statistics, housing market, all of that kind of good stuff.
Well, again, we're here. It is Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles here on UvaldeRadio.net. Also, you can look for the podcast edition, which will be published at UvaldeRadio.net and I guess at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce website as well. That will be coming here later this afternoon or possibly tomorrow, depending on how quickly we can get this all rolled out. But again, this is kind of a brand new thing. We will have hopefully featured guests week every week. And this is going to be, again, the first and third Tuesdays
of every month. Yes, sir.
So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with more with Better Business Banter. This is UvaldeRadio.net.
Howdy, everybody. Bill Green here, inviting you to tune into the CD Tex Radio Show again this week, right here. I guarantee you we're going to have a great show for you. We got Roger Krager, Taylor Dunn, the Darren Morris Band, the latest from James Garland, Neil Cooper, Kendall Schaefer, and a whole bunch more. So be sure to tune in right here this week to the CD Tex Radio Show. I guarantee you, you'll be more than glad you did. See you there.
The CD Tex Radio Show with Bill Green. Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 on Uvalde Radio.
The Uvalde Area Community Calendar is brought to you by Tree City Tea and Water at 2205 East Main Street. Friday, July 9th, UvaldeRadio.net presents Friday Night Live with Chuck Weimer from Lytle, Texas, performing from 7 to 10 p.m. in the Broadway 830 Outdoor Courtyard. Join Main Street Uvalde in downtown Uvalde Friday, July 9th for late night shopping at their Fireflies and Flip Flops 4 Square Friday. Come cool off with some shopping, food, music, and more. Bring the kids to make a splash on the slip and slide on the Plaza Square. Vendor spots on the plaza are available for only $5. Also Friday, July 9th, UvaldeRadio.net welcomes Wade Bowen in concert at House Pastor in Concan. Tickets are $25 and on sale now at housepastor.com. Saturday, July 10th, Texas country recording artist Marshall performs at Hangar 6 Air Cafe from 7 to 10 p.m. Also Saturday, July 10th, UvaldeRadio.net welcomes 80s rock, pop, and new wave tribute band The Spasmatics in concert at House Pastor in Concan. Get your tickets at housepastor.com. Tuesday, July 20th, Main Street Uvalde presents a safety and security training workshop from 6 to 7:15 at the Willie De Leon Civic Center. Experts will talk about ways to prevent theft, create security plans, improve situational awareness, how to defuse situations involving intoxicated individuals, and the latest technology there is to keep you and your business secure. The 61st Annual Sahawi Dancer Summer Ceremonials continue at the Sahawi Outdoor Theater across from HEB. Shows are Fridays and Saturdays through July 24th. Admission is $5. The Uvalde Area Community Calendar is presented by Tree City Tea and Water at 2205 East Main Street. Introducing Tree City Tea Jumpstart Happy Hour. All hot and cold drinks are buy one, get one free from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Tree City Tea and Water, putting the tea in community. I'm Robert Miguel for UvaldeRadio.net.
The Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce presents Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles. Uvalde Radio, redefining radio in Uvalde, Texas.
And we are back live at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm Robert Miguel, and here with Regina Aviles, Director of the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. Hello again.
Hello, Robert.
You are doing great, by the way. First
Thank
show.
you.
The debut of Better Business Banter, kind of a little play on words for Better Business Bureau. Pretty cool thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It was a lot of fun to say, but I'm having a little bit of a difficulty. I don't know if it's just because I'm out of practice from the 4th of July holiday. By the way, Regina, what did you do for 4th of July?
I went out to the Fairplex.
I was there too.
Were you really? I didn't get a chance to see you. So, yeah, we went out there.
Were you close up? I got stuck in that massive traffic at the end, or were you further out closer to the highway?
So, I was in front of the event center. And
Okay.
so, I kind of drove through the grass a little bit and was able to
did
get
you?
out.
Right,
Yeah.
little lady.
Well,
That's
it wasn't
awesome.
me driving. It was my husband.
Okay.
But
Well,
I didn't do anything to the grass, Wendy. Don't worry.
yeah, I forgot. That's your former employee.
Yes,
You used to work at the Fairplex,
yes,
right.
I did.
So I'm going to say this right now. I feel like, we got a little bit of work to do on our fireworks presentation. Like, I feel like you guys did such a great job a couple of years ago. Of course, we had the pandemic last year.
Oh, yes,
But I
of
feel
course.
like it was, I'm so grateful to all the powers that be to put that together, because it's great to have local fireworks. And the Uvalde Volunteer Fire Department did a fantastic job. It was a great show. Obviously, safety measures are taken. Everybody, was great. But,
Yes, of
but I
course.
missed the days when you guys had a band out there and you had that. Remember, you put that
Oh, yes.
the pageant together?
Yes.
I know that was, you did a lot of that
Yes,
work.
I
So
did.
apparently, there's a little less fire going on at the Fairplex, but I know that's a lot of work, especially just coming out of the pandemic. So I just want to put this out there right now. If y'all need any help in the future, anybody at the Fairplex, helping, I feel like we really need to make these it's the birthday of our country. It's America.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks to everybody who went out there. It was a great show. But I would like to see, a band and a pageant back in there. I know you're too busy to probably help out with that these days. But have you talked to them about, continuing?
I didn't get a chance to really talk with them to see how it was that everything was being done this year. But usually the Fairplex, what they'll do is they will put on mini events within throughout the day. And so
Right.
I know the year before last, we did the little Mr. and Miss Fireworks.
So cute.
Firecracker.
It was awesome.
We did that. We had a bunch of vendors out there. I believe we did like a kids fun run, a bike rally, and I want to say we had a volleyball tournament. And I think there was a bull riding one year, like a small bull riding.
That's insane, right? Yeah. Oh, I know you've had the Sahawi. I think the Sahawis were there
Yes,
this year.
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I just feel like it was a little less this year than it had been in past. And again, pandemic obviously has slowed everything down. Sometimes you lose momentum, but we need to regain that stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway,
and there's a lot of work that goes into
There's a lot of work.
There's a lot of work that goes into planning an event.
And I get it, and I understand, because also it's hard to get people to work on the 4th of July. Nobody really wants to
Yeah, you've got to
work,
give up your holiday,
So you've got to,
for sure.
And I'm built that way. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm event geared. I'm like, hey, bring it on. I'll do it,
But I will say, definitely, props to the Uvalde Volunteer Fire Department
Absolutely,
for
yeah.
putting that together for our community every year and rounding up
Such a good show.
all
We
of
were-
those donations and sponsorships to get it done.
We were right underneath it, man, and it was like those big ones that go boom, and you can just
Uh-huh.
feel it in your gut. I'm like, yes, yeah, way to go, Uvalde Volunteer. You guys, seriously, I mean, the kids, whoa, they're clapping and yelling
they're
every
so
firework.
excited.
Oh, it's such a great thing for the community. I cannot even express how awesome it is. But again, back to business, Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles here at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. So obviously had a great 4th of July. An extended weekend was great. Now we're getting into this again. It's going to be the first and third Tuesdays of every week. First and third Tuesdays Tuesday of the week every month.
Yeah.
Here on UvaldeRadio.net, and then look for the podcast on Uvalde.org. And we'll have special guests in here.
Yes.
And go ahead and give us, for anybody who's tuning in maybe late, give us, again, a review of what's to come on this segment.
So we're going to touch on all bases, definitely business and just stories of the community. Like I was saying earlier, as the chamber director, I have the opportunities to have just inspiring and insightful conversations with whether it be community officials, business leaders, just individuals within our community. So I'm really using this platform to kind of share those stories. And then, of course, we'll handle business matters, and I'll have people come in just to kind of give business advice as well. So we're kind of touching all the
And it really is, and it's just really so cool that you're doing this, because you have this unique vantage point where, you literally deal with businesses, small, large, whether they're politicians, leaders, all volunteers. You really come across everybody in this little office here on
Yes,
Getty.
I do.
So, there's really, I don't think anybody that's more, equipped or able to actually kind of pull this off, so to speak.
Oh,
so
thank you.
This is really great. And of course, it's great content for us here at UvaldeRadio.net, so we're absolutely thrilled to be partnered with you. Let's go ahead and get back into what's going on at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. I would be remiss without mentioning my bestie over there, Jeanette, who you've got on staff.
Yes, my new assistant,
Let's
Jeanette.
talk about Jeanette.
Yeah,
give us her background and give us.
I'm so excited to have her. She's great. She's really been working her tail off. She kind of just takes, kind of like me. She just kind of takes things and runs with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really fortunate. She got in contact with Keep Texas Beautiful here recently and took it upon herself to get in contact with them, and gave us some merch to be able to give out to Hot Days, which was last week. And so we were able to donate some cleaning supplies to them. There was also another group that got together. I believe it's the Math Rocks, got together last week and cleaned up right in front of HEB, the old Bank of America lot. Okay. Yeah, so we were able to donate just trash bags, gloves, that sort of stuff. So they were able to kind of clean up that little area. So we're really excited to have her. And she's assisting me with all the great things that the chamber does.
And for those of you who may not remember, Jeanette worked formerly with the Texas Hill Country River region.
Yes.
And she was a big part of their river cleanup program, which is, just something that is just a great thing. It's very, very much needed, especially
for sure.
during tourism season. And of course, you might know Jeanette from working at McGillicuddy's, my favorite waitress there.
Yes,
and more recently,
Brothers and Gutters.
She was at Lunkers too, right?
No, Brothers and Gutters.
She wasn't. She was at Lunkers for a little bit.
Yes.
I think she was. Okay, anyway, but yeah, she's been all over. She's a great person.
Yeah, great personality. Yeah.
So we're excited to have her. Whenever you told me that she was your new assistant, I was just like, wow, that's going to be like a power duo. It's awesome. So fantastic job there. What about events coming up here with the chamber?
So we are looking to invite all of our members, especially new members. We are going to do a grab a drink and flamingo here at the chamber from 5 to 7 this Friday. Foursquare. Okay. Yeah. I want to try to get some traffic coming further down.
Yeah, further up north. Yeah.
And so we're looking to do that. So really just, you're welcome.
Now, did you say flamingo?
Yes, grab a drink and flamingo.
The word flamingo?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So that information will be up on our Facebook today. So if you're looking to set up, you're more than welcome to contact the chamber office, 830-278-3361. You can get yourself a space. Really, it's just a networking opportunity. I want to give our members an opportunity to come by and meet Jeanette and myself and kind of see what all we're doing.
So basically set up like a vendor space similar to what they do in the plaza. So we have one on the downtown and then one a little further up north. Very cool, yeah. So spread it out to love. I like that.
Yes.
Any other cool happenings?
Yeah, so we will be doing a coffee with the chamber as well. We're looking at the 15th of this month to be doing that.
So now, is this going to be going back to what we used to do at Local Fix?
Community coffee? I wouldn't say so, not quite yet. I mean, a little bit, but what I'm doing, first off, right off the back, like I said, we haven't really been able to do much because things have really just kind of opened up and we've been helping with other events within our community. Mm-hmm. So I'm really wanting to kind of open our doors and allow people to come by and meet us and see what all we're doing and see how it is that we can aid them and just create that opportunity and allow people to kind of network. So from 7:30 to 8 a.m. on the 15th, you'll be having coffee at the chamber.
Very cool. So anybody can just kind of walk in, have some
Yes.
coffee, talk about stuff, and
Yes, and
have a
get
good
to
time.
work. Yes.
Nice. All right. Very good. And I know I'm looking at a Palomino Fest sign-up sheet here on your desk for the Labor Day weekend
Yes.
parade, right? You got to talk about this. I know it's probably, you guys are just getting it going,
Yes,
right?
yes. So all of this should be out probably no later than tomorrow. So if you're looking to the chamber, what we do is we organize the parade for the Palomino Fest. So it's the First State Banks parade. So the theme this year is Viva Uvalde.
Viva Uvalde!
And so we're really excited to put this together. We'll have our sign-up forms up. So if your organization or your business is looking to have a float in the parade, you can most definitely sign up or sign up online or get in contact with us here at the office.
And again, that'll be Labor Day weekend. So that's the First State Bank Palomino Fest Labor Day Parade.
Yes.
Brought to you by the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And it kind of coincides with the big Palomino Festival
Yes,
at
yes.
the Fairplex
Yes.
where those Palominos play. And this is going to be like their, 25-year anniversary or 30-year? What is this? Something? It's a big year for them.
Yes.
So it's a big comeback. We
Yes.
skipped last year.
Yes.
And of course, at this point, Palomino Fest is Uvalde's signature event.
Yes.
As far as, tourism and just bringing just the biggest happening thing that happens in town. So it's exciting that you guys are back on it. We missed the parade last year. Just going to put this out there. UvaldeRadio.net got Best General Parade Float in 2019. We're
Good
excited.
deal.
So excited to try to recapture that
Yes.
award as well too. So how has it been so far? Just again, you're in your first year here at the Chamber.
Yes.
And so you got this parade to take on now. You aced the Hunters Roundup and other stuff. How you feeling in general just about these newer things that are, because we have our regular calendar things that how much preparation, how much research you're having to do. Are you staying pretty busy? Just kind of
just try. Yeah, definitely. So it's sometimes. I mean, you got to be honest. It's a little nerve-wracking taking on a parade, but it's also an opportunity to learn to do something new. So I'm excited about it. So yeah, we have been doing a little bit of research. I've kind of been looking into other parades and how it is that they structure that, just so I can kind of make it as smooth as I possibly can on our office. But yeah, we're really excited. So like I said, it's always I love the opportunity to
the
be able
most
to do
important thing with
something
the
new.
parades, I'll say it right now, is the gaps. We just got to, Uvalde, we're bad about getting gaps in our parades. Like, I don't know why it is, but, we just got to tighten them up, keep them, but, I mean, that happens in any parade, I guess.
I would think so. I'm learning.
You're right,
so,
right. I'm just
yeah.
saying, learn how to do that. Learn how to keep it that, then everybody will love it. So, hey, are we going to be able to throw candy this year, or is that still a city?
I'm not quite there yet. I haven't heard anything. That's a good question that I really need to ask to see if that's going to be able to happen. I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, there you go. It's another thing for the Post-it note, right? Well, again, we're doing a Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles here at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. The plan is to do it every first and third Tuesday of the month in the 11 o'clock hour. It may be a little late, maybe depending on technology and our guests and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we should be consistently in the 11 o'clock hour here on UvaldeRadio.net live. And then you'll have a podcast edition published at uvalde.org. That's the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce website. And it'll live on UvaldeRadio.net as well. Before we wrap it up, because I think we pretty much covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah,
taking
we
up most
did.
of the hour. Go ahead and give us all the website, phone number, ways to contact you, information as a review, and anything else we might have missed.
So if you are looking to be a chamber member or just wanting to know a little bit more about your community, you can always reach us here at the chamber office. You can speak with myself or Johnette. You can reach us here at the office at 830-278-3361. You can always shoot me an email at director@uvalde.org or Johnette at info@uvalde.org. You can refer to our website, www.uvalde.org as well, or follow us on Facebook.
Would you like to tease any future guests that may or may not be confirmed?
I won't quite do that
Not
yet.
quite yet. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll make sure. All right. So I guess that will wrap it up here at the Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Regina.
Thank
And
you.
looking forward to our next one where we have a very special guest. So look on the Facebook pages and website for that information.
Yes, sir.
And again, if you missed part of this particular broadcast, you'll be able to see it in podcast form very soon.
Yes,
on
sir.
UvaldeRadio.net and again, uvalde.org. And I guess that puts an end to the banter here on UvaldeRadio.net. Thank you, Regina.
Thank you, Robert.
The Uvalde Area Chamber of Commerce presents Better Business Banter with Regina Aviles. Uvalde Radio, redefining radio in Uvalde, Texas.